I'm staring at my phone in a board meeting when 6 texts arrive in 10 seconds, and the third one makes my stomach drop. The first one says, "Babe," and I almost ignore it. Clarice knows I'm pitching to investors today. This deal could change everything for our startup. But then the second text pops up, "Don't freak out." My chest tightens. Nothing good ever follows those 3 words. The third text appears before I can even process the second one. "I crash your car." I feel everyone in the conference room looking at me. My phone is face up on the table. The screen keeps lighting up with new messages. I'm supposed to be presenting our Q4 projections, but I can't hear anything except the blood rushing in my ears. Fourth text. My ex was driving. I blink. Read it again. Her ex? Why would her ex be anywhere near my car? We've been together for 18 months. She told me she hasn't spoken to her ex in over 2 years. Fifth text. We were, and then nothing. 3 dots appear, then disappear, then appear again. She's typing something, deleting it, typing again. Elliot, my business partner, David, is staring at me. "You okay, man?" I'm not okay. I'm 28 years old. I spent the last 3 years building this company from nothing, and my girlfriend just told me she crashed my $60,000 Tesla while her ex-boyfriend was behind the wheel. And apparently they were doing something. Something she can't even finish typing. I have to go, I hear myself say. I'm sorry. Family emergency. It's not entirely a lie. Clarice has been living with me for 4 months now. We talked about getting engaged next year. She is family. Or at least, I thought she was. I grab my phone and jacket, mumbling apologies as I push past confused investors. David follows me into the hallway. What's going on? Clarice crashed my car. Is she okay? I look down at my phone. The 3 dots are still dancing on the screen. Still typing. Still deleting. Whatever she's trying to say. She can't figure out how to say it. I don't know, I tell David. And I realize I don't know anything at all. I call her as I'm speed walking to my car. Straight to voicemail. I call again. Voicemail. Third time. Same thing. My hands are shaking as I open the Find My iPhone app. We share locations. It's a trust thing, she said when we set it up, so we always know the other person is safe. My Tesla is 20 minutes away, sitting at an address I don't recognize. Not near her work. Not near her gym. Not near anywhere she should be on a Thursday afternoon at 2 in the afternoon. A new text arrives. I can explain. Just don't come here angry. Don't come here angry. Like I have any other option. Like I'm supposed to read, my ex was driving, and we were, and feel calm about it. I don't respond. I just get in my rental. My Tesla's been in the shop for a recall, so I've been driving this boring sedan all week, and I drive. Fast. Probably too fast. My mind won't stop spinning. Why was her ex in my car? How did he even know where we live? She has a key to my place, access to my garage. Did she just hand him my keys? And what were they doing that required him to drive? Was she drunk? Hi. Having some kind of emergency? Or was it something else entirely? The GPS says 12 minutes. Then 9. Then 5. My phone buzzes with another text from Clarice. Please. Just that one word. Please. I turn onto the street the GPS is directing me to. It's a residential area. Modest houses, old trees, cars parked along both sides. And then I see it. My Tesla. My beautiful, sleek, midnight blue Tesla. The front end is completely destroyed, wrapped around a fire hydrant like the car tried to eat it. Steam is rising from the hood. The airbags are deployed. There's broken glass scattered across the street, catching the afternoon sun like diamonds. A police car is parked behind it, lights flashing. A tow truck is pulling up, and standing next to my destroyed car, looking small and scared and guilty, is Clarice. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is a guy climbing out of the passenger seat. Tall, muscular, covered in tattoos, wearing an expensive watch I bought Clarice for her birthday last month. The one she said she lost at the gym. He sees me pull up. He nudges Clarice. She turns, and the look on her face tells me everything I need to know. This is an accident. This is the moment everything I thought I knew about my life catches fire and burns to the ground. My $60,000 Tesla looks like a crushed soda can, and Clarice is standing next to the guy wearing my birthday gift watch. I park the rental and get out slowly. My legs feel disconnected from my body. The front of my car is completely destroyed. The hood is crumpled, folded up like paper. Both airbags have deployed. There's fluid leaking onto the pavement, forming a dark pool around the tires. 3 years. I saved for 3 years to buy that car. The guy sees me approaching and extends his hand like we're at a networking event. You're Elliot? I'm Raphael. Look, man, this was an accident. Raph, stop. Clarice cuts him off, putting her hand on his arm. Let me handle this. Raph. She calls him Raph. Like they're close. Like they have nicknames. I ignore his hand. What happened? The police officer looks up from his notepad. He's older, probably close to retirement, with the tired eyes of someone who's seen this exact situation 1,000 times before. You the owner? Yes. Your girlfriend and her friend here ran a red light at the intersection. Witness says they were going at least 50 in a 35 zone. They're lucky the only thing they hit was the hydrant. Friend. I look at Raphael. Really look at him. He's tall, maybe 6'2", with the kind of build that comes from spending serious time in a gym. His arms are covered in intricate tattoos. He's wearing designer jeans and a leather jacket that probably cost more than my first car. And on his wrist, catching the light, is the rose gold watch I spent 2 months' salary on. That's my watch, I say. Clarice's eyes go wide. Elliot, I can explain. You said you lost it. At the gym. You were so upset about it. She opens her mouth, closes it. Raphael takes a small step back, suddenly very interested in his phone. The officer clears his throat. They were coming from a location nearby when they ran the light. I've got the intersection camera footage being pulled for the report. What location? I ask. Clarice looks at her feet. Raphael keeps staring at his phone. What were you doing in my car? I ask Raphael directly. Where were you coming from? His bike broke down. Clarice says quickly, he needed a ride. I was just helping. My bike's fine, Raphael interrupts. Then he realizes what he said and tries to backtrack. I mean, it was making a weird noise, so I don't want to risk. Where's your bike? I ask. He points down the street. There's a motorcycle parked perfectly fine about 20 feet away. Black and chrome, not a scratch on it. It looks more expensive than my destroyed Tesla. The officer follows my gaze and makes a note on his pad. So let me get this straight. I say, my voice coming out calmer than I feel. Your motorcycle that works perfectly fine is parked down the street, but you needed to borrow my car. My car that my girlfriend took without asking while I was in the most important meeting of my career. And you were driving it. You, not her. I can explain, Clarice says. Then explain. But she doesn't. She just stands there, and I notice for the first time how close they're standing to each other. Not like strangers. Not like old friends reconnecting. Close like people who know each other's bodies. Like people who have secrets. Something cold settles in my chest. Something that feels like the moment you realize you've been played. Officer, I say, I want to file a report. Unauthorized driver. Clarice's face goes pale. Elliot, don't. He didn't have my permission to drive my car. She took it without telling me. I want it documented. Raphael finally looks up from his phone. Come on, man. It was just an accident. Insurance will cover it. My insurance doesn't cover unauthorized drivers. The officer nods slowly. He's right. If he didn't give permission, that changes the liability situation significantly. But I gave permission, Clarice says desperately. It's my car, too. I live with him. I drive it all the time. It's not your car, I say quietly. Your name isn't on the title. Your name isn't on the insurance. You have a key because I trusted you. The word trusted hangs in the air between us. The tow truck driver approaches the officer. We're ready to load it up. You done with photos? Yeah, go ahead. But we'll need to check the vehicle's internal camera system for the accident report. Everything stops. Clarice's face goes completely white. Camera? Raphael takes another step back. Wait, what camera? And that's when I remember. That's when the cold thing in my chest turns into something sharper. Something almost like satisfaction. Teslas record everything. I say, internal cameras, external cameras. They're always recording when the car is in motion. Every angle. Full audio. The officer looks interested now. Is that right? Yeah. Safety feature. Everything from the last hour is stored locally. Probably longer if it detected an impact. Clarice reaches for my arm. I pull away. Elliot, she whispers. Please, can we just talk? Alone. Raphael's phone starts ringing. He declines a call immediately, but I see the name on the screen before it disappears. Nadia with a heart emoji. Who's Nadia? I ask. He doesn't answer. He's already walking toward his perfectly functional motorcycle. Sir, the officer calls after him. I'm going to need you to stay until we finish the report. Raphael stops. His shoulders are tense. He looks trapped, and Clarice looks terrified. The officer pulls out his phone. Let's pull up that footage. The officer connects to my Tesla app, pulls up the last hour footage, and I watch my relationship die in 4K resolution. I hand him my phone with the app already open. He taps through the menus, finds a camera system, and selects the internal cabin view. The timestamp shows 1:47 p.m., less than an hour ago. We'll start from when the vehicle was turned on, he says. Clarice is shaking her head. This is invasive. This is a violation of... Of what? I ask. My privacy? In my car? The footage loads. The screen shows the interior of my Tesla from the dashboard camera angle. Empty at first. Then the driver's door opens and Raphael climbs in. He adjusts the seat back. Way back. Then Clarice gets in the passenger side. They're laughing about something. The officer turns up the volume. Clarice's voice comes through crystal clear. I can't believe you convinced me to do this during the day. Raphael grins at her. You said Elliot works until 7 every Thursday. We have time. Something breaks inside my chest. It's not a sharp pain. It's worse. It's the sound of every Thursday evening for the past 6 months recontextualizing itself in my head. Every time I came home and she was already there, showered, relaxed, asking about my day. Every single Thursday. The footage continues. They're driving now. Raphael has his hand on her thigh. She covers it with her own hand, threads their fingers together. They stop at a red light, and she leans over and kisses him. Not a quick kiss. A long, familiar kiss. The kind of kiss that comes from practice. The officer clears his throat. I'm going to need to document this for the report. Document whatever you need. I say. My voice sounds hollow. They pull away from the light. Raphael is talking about something. Animated. Using one hand to gesture while the other stays on Clarice's leg. She's laughing. Really laughing. The way she used to laugh with me in the early days, before things got comfortable and routine. Another stoplight. Another kiss. His hand moves higher on her thigh. She doesn't stop him. The timestamp shows they've been driving for 40 minutes. 40 minutes of footage. This wasn't a quick ride to help a friend. This was something else entirely. Where were you coming from? The officer asks, looking up from the phone. Raphael says nothing. He's staring at his motorcycle, like he's calculating if he can make it there before anyone stops him. Clarice opens her mouth, closes it. We were talking, working through some old stuff from when we used to date. Working through in my car, I say, while I was at work, on a Thursday, like you do every Thursday. It's not like that. Then what's it like? The officer keeps the footage rolling. They're in a residential area now. Raphael picks up his phone, starts texting someone. He's not watching the road. Clarice says something to him. The audio catches it. Baby, red light. Baby. She calls him baby. But Raphael doesn't look up in time. The car accelerates through the intersection. There's a horn, a screech, then the sickening crunch of metal hitting concrete as they slam into the fire hydrant. The impact cuts the footage. He was texting while driving. The officer says making notes. Ran the light while distracted. That's reckless endangerment on top of everything else. I look at the timestamp one more time. I trace back 40 minutes to when they started driving. I pull up Google Maps on my phone and enter the starting coordinates from the GPS data. Raphael's apartment complex. I recognize the address because Clarice mentioned it once, months ago, when she told me her ex was moving back to town. She said it was just a coincidence. Said she'd never talk to him again. I hold up my phone, show her the address. You left from his place. Elliot, 40 minutes. You were there for at least 40 minutes before you even got in my car. It's not what you think. We were just talking. I scroll back through the footage, find one of the kissing scenes, and hold the phone up to her face. Is this talking? She looks away. Tears are streaming down her face now, but I feel nothing. No sympathy. No anger. Just a cold, clear understanding that everything I thought I knew was wrong. Raphael finally speaks up. Bro, she said you guys were basically over anyway. She said you were just coasting, that she was going to end it soon. I'm not the bad guy here. I turn to him slowly. You're in my car. You crashed my car. You're wearing my watch. And you're telling me you're not the bad guy. I didn't know she was lying about. You knew. I say, you both knew exactly what you were doing. The officer looks between all of us. Mr. Elliot, I need to ask, how long has this been going on? I look at Clarice. She's still crying, mascara running down her face. She looks small and scared and nothing like the person I thought I was building a life with. How long? I ask her. She looks at her feet. Doesn't answer. I ask Raphael instead. How long? He pulls out his phone. Checks something. Doesn't answer either. The officer closes his notepad. Mr. Elliot, given this evidence, you have legal options beyond just a car. Unauthorized use of vehicle, reckless endangerment, and depending on what else we find, potentially more. The footage also shows clear evidence of an ongoing relationship that may impact any cohabitation agreements you have. Legal options. The words hang in the air. Clarice grabs my arm. Please, can we just go home and talk about this? Just us. I look at her hand on my arm. I think about all the times that hand held mine. All the times I trusted it. I pull away. We're done talking. I say, the cameras already said everything I need to hear. While the officer writes his report, I open my banking app and find charges I never made. I'm scrolling through notifications when I see it. An alert from 2 days ago that I dismissed without really reading. Unusual spending activity detected. I tap on it. The credit card statement loads. I scan the charges from the last 2 months, and my stomach drops for the second time today. Hotel Paramount. $475. 3 weeks ago, Lucia's, that Italian place downtown I've been meaning to take Clarice to. $218. 6 weeks ago, concert tickets to some band I've never heard of. $360. Last month, more hotels, more restaurants, more everything. I added up in my head. Over $6,000. All charges I didn't make on a card Clarice has access to for emergencies. These dates, I say, holding up my phone to show her. My hand is surprisingly steady. You said you were visiting your sister. Clarice's eyes go wide. I can explain. Please do. Raphael was going through a tough time. His job fell through. He needed help. I was just trying to be a good person. Raphael spins around. Helping? You told me that was your money. You said you had savings from your old job. They stare at each other. Something shifts in the air between them. I never said that. Clarice says quietly. Yes, you did. At the concert. You said your ex. Raphael stops. Looks at me. You said Elliot didn't care how you spent your money. He doesn't care, Clarice says, but her voice cracks. He makes good money. He's never even looked at the credit card bills. Because I trusted you. The officer looks up from his notepad. Miss, do you live with Mr. Elliot? Yes, she says. For 4 months now. For months. I think back to when she moved in. She said her lease was up Her roommate was moving out of state. It made sense financially. I was so happy. I thought it meant we were serious. Building something real. I opened the banking app fully this time. Not just the credit card. The checking account. The one I set up for joint expenses after she moved in. Utilities, groceries, rent contribution. I put in $2,000 a month. She was supposed to contribute $500. The balance is lower than it should be. Much lower. I scroll through the transactions. Most are normal. Electric bill, internet, groceries. But then I see it. A transfer. $3,000. 1 week ago. To an account I don't recognize. What's this? I hold up the phone. Clarice won't look at it. That was an emergency. I was going to tell you. You transferred $3,000 out of our joint account. My dog needed emergency surgery. I didn't have time to ask. You don't have a dog. The words come out flat. Matter of fact, because this is absurd. This entire day is absurd. Raphael's face changes. Wait, you told me that money was from your savings. You said you've been putting money away and you wanted to help me get back on my feet. I was helping you. Clarice snaps. With his money? Raphael points at me. It was our money. We lived together. What's his is mine. That's not how it works, the officer interjects. Not legally. Not without marriage or a formal agreement. Clarice rounds on Raphael. You said you needed it. You said you were desperate. You pushed so hard. I didn't push anything. You offered. You said you wanted to help, that you cared about me. I do care about you. You're using him to fund our relationship. The words explode out of Raphael, and everything stops. Even the tow truck driver stops working and looks over. Our relationship. He said our relationship. Clarice's face crumbles. That's not what this is. Then what is it? Raphael asks. His voice has changed. He sounds betrayed now, too. Because from where I'm standing, you've been lying to both of us. I never lied to you. You told me you were leaving him. You said you were done, that you were just waiting for the right time. That was 2 months ago, Clarice. I feel like I'm watching a play, like this is happening to someone else. I was going to, Clarice says weakly. I just needed to figure things out financially first. Financially, I repeat. The word tastes bitter. You needed to steal enough money from me first. I wasn't stealing. I was borrowing. I was going to pay you back. Raphael laughs. It's an ugly sound. With what money? You haven't worked a full shift in 3 weeks. You keep calling in sick to come see me. The officer is writing faster now, documenting everything. I look at Clarice. Really look at her. The girl I thought I knew. The girl who said she loved me. Who said she wanted to build a life together. Who I trusted with my home, my car, my money, my heart. How long were you planning to keep this up? I ask. She doesn't answer. Raphael's phone starts ringing. He pulls it out, looks at the screen, and his whole body goes rigid. He declines the call quickly, but not before I see the name. Nadia with a heart emoji. Same name from before. Who's Nadia? I ask again. Raphael shoved his phone in his pocket. Nobody. That's the second time she's called since we've been standing here. It's not important. That's my wife, Raphael says suddenly. The words come out like a confession, like he's been holding them in and finally cracked. Everything stops. Clarice takes a step back. You're what? My wife, Raphael repeats. He won't look at her. Nadia, we've been married for 6 years. The color drains from Clarice's face. You told me you were single. You told me you were divorced. You said, I know what I said. You have a wife? And 2 kids, Raphael adds quietly, like he might as well get all out now. Clarice is shaking. This whole time, this entire time you had a family, you had a boyfriend, Raphael shoots back. You're living with him. Don't act like you're innocent here. The officer closes his notepad. He looks tired. This is getting complicated. Complicated. That's one word for it. My phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. Is this Elliot? This is Nadia, Raphael's wife. We need to talk. I look up at Raphael. Your wife has my number? His face goes pale. I don't know how. Location sharing. The officer says if she has access to his phone, she can see where he is. She probably looked up the police report, found your information as the vehicle owner. My phone buzzes again. Another text from Nadia. I know about Clarice. I have proof. Call me. I show the text to the officer. He nods slowly. Clarice is still staring at Raphael like she's never seen him before. You're married. You have kids. So what? Raphael says, and there's anger in his voice now. Defensive anger. You told me you were leaving Elliot anyway. You told me we were going to be together. I thought we were... When? When were you going to leave him? After you drained his bank account? After you had enough money stashed away that you didn't need either of us anymore? Clarice's mouth opens, closes. She looks at me, then back at Raphael, then at the ground, and I realize she doesn't have an answer, because maybe Raphael is right. Maybe this was never about love. Maybe this was always about money. The officer's radio crackles. He steps away to answer it. I look at my destroyed car, my empty bank account, the two people I thought I knew standing here like strangers. How long? I ask Clarice one more time. How long was this going on? She looks at her feet, doesn't answer. Raphael checks his phone, doesn't answer either. The officer comes back, and something in his expression has changed. He looks at me with something like pity. Mr. Elliot, he says, given this evidence, the footage, the financial transactions, the unauthorized use of your vehicle, you have legal options beyond just the car. If you want to pursue charges for fraud, theft, I can connect you with the right people. Legal options, charges, fraud, theft. The words sound distant, clinical, but they're the only words that make sense anymore. Clarice reaches for my arm one more time. Please, let's just go home. We can work this out. I pull away. There's no we anymore, and you're not coming home. Raphael's phone rings again. He looks at the screen and actually curses this time. That's my wife, he says, and his voice is shaking. She knows I'm here. She knows about everything. Clarice freezes. Your wife is coming here. She tracked my phone. Raphael looks genuinely afraid now. She's 3 minutes away. Turns out I wasn't the only one being lied to, and Raphael's wife is 3 minutes away. Raphael is pacing now, running his hand through his hair. She can't see me here. She can't see this. Too late for that. The officer says, Clarice looks like she might be sick. You told me you were divorced. You showed me papers. Those were separation papers. From 3 years ago, we got back together. 3 years. Clarice's voice cracks. We've been seeing each other for 6 months. You lied to me for 6 months. You lied to your boyfriend for 6 months. Raphael shoots back. Don't act like you're some victim here. A silver SUV pulls up fast, tires squealing slightly. The driver's door opens and a woman gets out. She's tall, polished, wearing business clothes like she just left an office. Her expression is steel. She walks straight past Raphael, straight past Clarice, and stops in front of me. Elliot? She asks. I nod. I'm Nadia. She extends her hand, and I shake it, more out of shock than anything else. Is this the girl? She doesn't even look at Clarice when she says it. Yes, I say. Nadia nods like she's confirming something she already knew. How long? I don't know. I just found out today. 6 months. Raphael says quietly from behind us. It's been 6 months. Nadia finally turns to look at her husband. Her face doesn't change. 6 months. The same 6 months you told me you were working late on the Henderson project. The same 6 months you said you were going to gym every Thursday. Thursday. The word hits me again. Every Thursday. Nadia, I can explain. Raphael starts. Don't. Her voice is sharp enough to cut. I'm not here for your explanations. I'm here because my lawyer told me I needed to see this in person. Document it. Make sure it's real before we proceed. She pulls out her phone and starts taking photos. Direct Tesla. Raphael, Clarice, the police officer. All of it. You're documenting this? Raphael's voice rises. Nadia, come on. I've been documenting everything for 3 months, she says calmly. Ever since I hired the private investigator. Clarice's head snaps up. Private investigator? Nadia finally looks at her. Really looks at her. You're not the first, honey. You're just the one stupid enough to crash his car. The words land like a slap. Clarice takes a step back. That's not fair, Raphael begins. Fair. Nadia laughs, but there's no humor in it. You want to talk about fair? I have photos of you with 3 different women over the past 2 years. I have hotel receipts, text messages, bank statements showing money you moved into secret accounts. She turns to me, including money he got from her, which I'm guessing came from you. My brain is working too slowly. What? Nadia pulls up something on her phone and hands it to me. It's a screenshot of a text conversation. Raphael's number at the top. The messages go back months. I scroll up, way up, to before Clarice and I even started dating. Raphael's text. Found a guy? Software engineer. Just sold his startup for serious money. Single, lonely, perfect. An unknown number responds. How do you know him? Raphael. Gym buddy. He talks too much. Trusts everyone. Easy target. Unknown number. And you think I can do this? Raphael. You're beautiful and you're broke. He's rich and he's desperate for connection. Do the math. I look up at Nadia. Who's the unknown number? She looks at Clarice. Want to tell him, or should I? Clarice is shaking her head. Tears streaming down her face. That wasn't. That's her number, Nadia says. From before you two started dating. Check your phone records. I bet your first random meeting wasn't random at all. My mind races back. The coffee shop. Clarice spilled her drink. I helped her clean it up. We laughed about it. She said it was fate. The coffee shop, I say slowly. You were there because Raphael told you I'd be there. Clarice doesn't deny it. She just cries harder. Nadia keeps scrolling, showing me more messages. The plan was simple. She dates you, gets access to your money, transfers it to Raphael through various methods so it's harder to trace. They were going to run off together once they had enough. Start fresh somewhere else. That's not true, Clarice says, but her voice is weak. It changed. I changed my mind. When? Raphael demands. When did you change your mind? When you realized I wasn't going to leave my wife. When you realized I was using you the same way you were using him. I fell in love with you, Clarice says, and she's looking at Raphael now, not me. I actually fell in love with you. That wasn't part of the plan. Raphael laughs bitterly. There's no love here. There's just people using each other. I wasn't using Elliot. Clarice turns to me desperately. Not at the end. I started to care about him, too. It got complicated. You stole $6,000 from me. I say. My voice sounds distant, like it's coming from someone else. You gave my watch to him. You destroyed my car while you were sneaking around with him. That's not complicated. That's just theft. Nadia is nodding. The investigator found everything. The money trail, the hotels, all of it. I have enough evidence to bury him in the divorce. And now I have this. She gestures at the scene around us. The accident, the affair, everything documented by the police. The officer clears his throat. Ma'am, for the record, you can't. I'm not asking for special treatment, Nadia says. I'm just observing a crime scene, which this is, correct? Given the unauthorized use of the vehicle and the financial fraud Mr. Elliott is going to report. She looks at me when she says it. It's not a question. It's a prompt. Yes, I hear myself say. I'm filing a report. For everything. Clarice's knees actually buckle. She sits down hard on the curb. You're going to have me arrested? I'm going to have you both arrested. I say. Him for reckless endangerment and destruction of property. You for fraud and theft. Elliot, please. Did you ever love me? The question comes out before I can stop it. Any of it Was any of it real? Clarice looks up at me. Her face is destroyed, mascara everywhere, eyes red and swollen. I didn't mean for it to go this far. I was in debt. Raphael said it would be easy, just a few months and then we'd be done. But then I met you and you were so kind, so trusting, and I thought maybe I could do both. Keep you safe, keep him happy, figure out my life. That's not an answer. I don't know, she whispers. I don't know what was real anymore. Nadia pulls something from her purse. A business card. She hands it to me. My divorce attorney, she says. Call her. Tell her I sent you. She specializes in fraud cases. She'll help you get your money back and make sure they both face consequences. She pauses. I'm suing him for every asset we have. The house, the cars, the kids' college fund he's been draining. All of it. You should do the same. I take the card. My hand is numb. Nadia looks down at Clarice, still sitting on the curb. And sweetie, he never loved you either. You were just easier to manipulate than his wife. You think you're special? You're just the most recent one dumb enough to fall for it. Clarice doesn't respond. She just stares at the ground. Raphael's phone rings again. He doesn't answer it this time. Nadia reaches over and answers it herself, putting it on speaker. Dad. A small voice. A child. When are you coming home? You said you'd help me with my project. Raphael closes his eyes. Soon, buddy. I'll be home soon. Mom's mad at you. She's been crying. I know. I'll fix it. I promise. Nadia ends a call. Looks at Raphael. You're not fixing anything. My lawyer will be in touch. Don't come home. Your things will be on the lawn by tonight. She turns and walks back to her SUV without another word. Drives away like she's leaving a business meeting. The officer finishes his report. Mr. Elliott, I'll need you to come to the station tomorrow to file the formal complaint. Bring any evidence you have, bank statements, texts, the video footage. All of it. I nod. Raphael and Clarice are both silent now, not looking at each other, not looking at me. The tow truck finally loads up my Tesla. The driver hands me a receipt. Sorry, man, he says quietly. That's a nice car. Was, anyway. I watched them towed away. 3 years of savings. Gone. The officer gets in his patrol car. You need a ride somewhere? I have a rental. I say, I'm fine. I'm not fine, but I will be. I look at Clarice one last time. She's still sitting on the curb, destroyed. Raphael is walking toward his motorcycle, shoulders slumped. They deserve each other. I get in my rental car and drive away. In the rearview mirror, I see Clarice stand up, reach for Raphael. I see him pull away from her. I hope they both remember this moment. This exact moment when everything they built on lies came crashing down, just like my car into that fire hydrant. Fast, destructive, and completely avoidable. 3 weeks later, I'm sitting in a lawyer's office with a folder full of evidence and a decision to make. The folder is thick. Bank statements showing every fraudulent charge. Screenshots of the Tesla footage. Text messages between Clarice and Raphael that Nadia's investigator uncovered. Police reports. Insurance documents. Everything organized, labeled, ready to destroy 2 lives. My lawyer, Patricia, is in her 50s with sharp eyes and sharper suits. She's the one Nadia recommended. She's been handling cases like mine for 20 years. The charges are solid, she says, tapping the folder. Unauthorized use of a vehicle, credit card fraud, theft by deception. The DA is interested. With the video evidence and the paper trail, this is an easy conviction. What are we looking at? I ask. For her? Probably 2 to 3 years if she pleads out. 5 to 7 if she fights it and loses. For him, the reckless endangerment adds complications. Could be similar, maybe more given his prior record. He has a prior record? Patricia nods. Domestic dispute 3 years ago. Charges were dropped, but it's on file. Plus Nadia's divorce case is revealing some interesting financial discrepancies. He might be facing additional charges from that. I sit back in the chair. 2 to 3 years. I try to imagine Clarice in prison and feel nothing. What about the money? I ask. The insurance company denied your claim since Raphael was an unauthorized driver, but they're pursuing him and Clarice jointly for the full value of the vehicle, $60,000, plus associated costs. That's separate from your personal losses, which total about $9,000 between the credit cards and the bank transfer. $9,000. It seemed like so much 3 weeks ago. Now it just seems like the price I paid to learn who someone really was. They've submitted a settlement offer, Patricia says, sliding a paper across the desk. They'll pay back the full $9,000 in installments over 3 years. In exchange, you drop the criminal charges and sign a non-disclosure agreement. Non-disclosure? They don't want you talking about this publicly. Social media, reviews, anything that could impact their future employment or relationships. I almost laugh. They're worried about their reputations? Desperate people do desperate things. Patricia leans forward. Here's what I need to know, Elliot. What do you want out of this? Justice? Revenge? Your money back? Peace? Because we can get different things depending on which path you choose. I think about that. What I want. My phone is on the table between us. It's been buzzing constantly for 3 weeks. Mostly Clarice. 47 text messages at last count. I've read them all but haven't responded to any. The first ones were defensive. You're overreacting. It wasn't that bad. You're going to ruin my life over a mistake? Then came the bargaining. I'll pay you back every cent. Just give me another chance. We can work through this. Then the truth started leaking out. I did care about you. It got complicated. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. The most recent one came this morning. I really did love you eventually. That has to count for something. Eventually. Like love is something you grow into after you've stolen from someone. Raphael sent one message. Just one. 2 days after the accident. This is all her fault. I was just trying to help a friend. I never meant to hurt anyone. Trying to help. Like he's the victim here. They're both lying, I say. Even now. Even with all the evidence. They're still lying. Patricia nods. Most people in their position do. The question is whether you want to spend the next year of your life in courtrooms watching them lie, or whether you want to move on. I pick up my phone. Scroll through Clarice's messages one more time. 47 attempts to rewrite history. To make herself a victim. To make me the villain for not forgiving her. What happened to them? I ask. After that day, Patricia opens another folder. Clarice moved back in with her parents. She lost her job. The background check for her probationary review came back with the fraud charges flagged. She's been applying everywhere, but most places won't hire her with pending criminal charges. Raphael's wife filed for divorce and got a temporary restraining order. She's getting the house, primary custody of the kids, most of their assets. He's living in a motel off Route 9. Route 9, the cheap motels. The ones with weekly rates and broken neon signs. His kids. I ask. He gets supervised visits. 2 hours every other Saturday. His daughter won't talk to him. His son asks why Daddy doesn't live at home anymore. I should feel satisfaction. I don't. I just feel tired. Patricia is watching me carefully. There's something else you should know. Nadia called me yesterday. She wanted me to tell you that Raphael emptied their kids' college fund. $23,000. She thinks most of it went to gambling debts. Some of it to Clarice. She's trying to recover it, but chances are it's gone. He stole from his own kids. People like Raphael don't think that way. They think everyone exists to serve them. His wife, his kids, his girlfriend, you're all just resources to be used. I look at the settlement offer again. $9,000 over 3 years. $250 a month. Less than what I spend on groceries. If I take the settlement, I say slowly, the criminal charges go away? Only if you request it. The DA might proceed anyway depending on how strong they think the case is. But without your cooperation, it's much harder. Most likely they drop it. And if I don't take it, we go to trial. They probably lose. They go to prison. You might recover some money through civil suits afterward, but that could take years. And you'll have to testify. Relive all of this in front of courtroom. Watch them paint you as a bitter ex trying to ruin their lives. I stand up, walk to the window. Patricia's office overlooks downtown. I can see my company's building from here. The place I spent 3 years building. The place I left in the middle of a pitch because everything was falling apart. David called me the next day. The investors backed out, said they were concerned about leadership stability. We lost the deal, but the company survived. We found other investors. Smaller deal, but enough to keep growing. David's running most of it now while I figure out what comes next. I almost bought a ring. I say, not turning around. 2 months ago, I had it all planned. Reservation at her favorite restaurant. String quartet. The whole romantic thing. I'm sorry, Patricia says quietly. I thought I knew her. I thought we were building something real. A future. A family. I stop, take a breath. I thought the person I loved existed. Maybe she did, Patricia says. Maybe that version of Clarice was real for a moment before the lies caught up with her. People are complicated. I turn back to face her. She wasn't complicated. She was a con artist who got in over her head. Patricia doesn't argue. I sit back down, pick up the settlement offer, read it again. $9,000. That's what 18 months of my life is worth to them. That's what they think will make this go away. Here's what I want. I say, I want the money back. All of it. But the fraud charges stay. Patricia raises an eyebrow. You want to pursue criminal charges even if they pay you back? They didn't just steal money. They stole time, trust. They made me question every good instinct I have about people. That doesn't go away because they write a check. The judge might go easier on them if you've been made whole financially. I don't care. They need consequences. Real consequences. Not just paying back what they stole and walking away like nothing happened. Patricia is quiet for a moment. Then she nods. I'll draft the response. But Elliot, I need you to understand what you're choosing. This will take time. Energy. You'll be connected to these people for months. Maybe longer. Are you sure that's what you want? I think about that. Really think about it. Then I remember the watch. My birthday gift to Clarice. The one she said she lost. The one Raphael was wearing when he climbed out of my destroyed car. I remember her face on that dash cam footage. Laughing with him. Kissing him. Planning their future with my money. I remember her text. Elliot works until 7 every Thursday. We have time. Every Thursday for 6 months while I was building something I thought we'd share together. I'm sure, I say. Patricia nods and starts typing. I'll inform them that we're declining the settlement and proceeding with full prosecution. They'll escalate. They'll probably try to contact you directly. Don't respond. Let everything go through me. I won't respond. And Elliot? Block their numbers. Delete their photos. Don't torture yourself by keeping tabs on them. Let the legal system handle it and move forward with your life. I look at my phone one more time. 47 messages. 47 attempts to manipulate me one last time. I open my messages, select Clarice's contact, and hit block. Then I do the same with Raphael. Then I go to my photos. Start deleting. Clarice at the beach. Clarice at Christmas. Clarice moving into my apartment. Smiling like she'd finally found home. Delete, delete, delete. Every photo, every video, every reminder that I loved someone who never actually existed. Done, I say. Patricia stands up, extends her hand. The DA will be in touch within a week. In the meantime, take care of yourself. This kind of betrayal leaves scars. Make sure you're talking to someone. A therapist, friends, anyone. I will. But I don't. Not right away. I throw myself into work instead. Late nights. Weekend coding sessions. Anything to keep my mind busy. The legal case moves forward slowly. Arraignment. Plea negotiations. Court dates that get postponed. I let Patricia handle all of it. I show up when required, give my testimony, and leave. I don't look at Clarice when I testify. I don't need to. I know what I'll see. Tears. Remorse that might even be real. But it doesn't matter anymore. The judge accepts a plea deal. Clarice gets 18 months. mostly suspended, with probation and restitution. She has to pay back every cent with interest. Raphael gets 2 years for the reckless endangerment, plus his own restitution payments. It's less than Patricia said they might get, but it's something. 6 months after that day at the crash site, I make a decision. I sell my stake in the company. It's worth more now than it was before. The investors we eventually landed were better than the ones we lost. David is thrilled to buy me out. Says he'll miss me, but understands. I move across the country. New city, new job, new life. I buy a new car. Not a Tesla this time. Something different. But I make sure it has cameras. The best cameras money can buy. Every angle. Full audio. Cloud backup. Not because I don't trust people, but because I learned that trust without verification is just naivety with better marketing. I'm standing in my new apartment when I get a notification. Clarice has tried to add me on social media. Her profile is public. I can see her new profile picture. She's smiling, different hair, working at some retail store based on a uniform in her other photos. She's written a long post about second chances and learning from mistakes and how the universe teaches us lessons we need to hear. There's no mention of theft, no mention of lies, just vague spirituality and self-help quotes about growth and forgiveness. I don't accept the request. I don't even block her. I just ignore it and close the app. 2 weeks later, I'm at a coffee shop when someone spills their drink near me. A woman about my age, embarrassed, apologizing profusely. "I'm so sorry," she says. "I'm such a klutz." For a second, my chest tightens. This is how it started with Clarice. The spilled coffee, the meet cute, the beginning of 18 months of lies. But then I look at this woman. Really look at her. She's not trying to make eye contact. She's genuinely embarrassed. She's already walking away, not lingering for conversation. Just an accident. Not a con. Not a setup. Just life happening. "Wait," I say. "You okay? You didn't get burned?" She turns back, surprised. "I'm fine. Thanks for asking." We talk for a minute. Just small talk. She's a teacher, new to the city, finding her way. She doesn't ask what I do for work, doesn't mention money, doesn't fish for information. When she leaves, she just waves and says, "Hope you have a good day." And I realize something. Clarice didn't make me unable to trust. She made me better at seeing who deserves it. I finish my coffee and head out into the morning. The sun is out. The city is busy. Somewhere across the country, Clarice is working her retail shift. Raphael is living in his motel room, seeing his kids 2 hours every other week. Nadia is rebuilding her life without him. And me? I'm just starting mine. Finally, for real this time, with better cameras, better instincts, and a promise to myself that I'll never ignore red flags just because someone knows how to smile through them. The coffee shop door closes behind me. I don't look back.